Hiya, it's Andrea again. I just did a video previously, a pretty long video actually, explaining about my experience over the last 4-ish months with binary options softwares. If you haven't watched it, then I suggest you watch that one first. If you haven't got time to watch that one first and you just want to know about my experience with Prizm Tech, then go ahead and watch this one. I am going to be looking at my book because I've got quite a few things that I've noted down, and because it's a recent experience I've had with Prizm Tech, I want to give a bit of more of a detailed account. Just for the guys that haven't watched the previous video, I've had quite a bad experience with binary option softwares up till now, and for somehow I still had a tiny bit of hope left in me, so I signed up for Prizm Tech. This time round I took a different approach because I'd kind of decided, I kind of started to feel that there was some sort of I don't know the answer, but it felt that the reviewers were having a different experience to what I was, and I'm sure probably many others. So, and up until now I've always registered via a link from one of the reviewers. So up until now I've done 5 registrations with various softwares, and it's always been via an affiliate link by one of the reviewers. So I decided to go straight from the website this time, so that possibly the database may think that I am a reviewer. Oh, that's my phone, sorry. Sorry. So they may think that I'm kind of a standalone person, I'm a reviewer. I'm not someone that has already been brought in, if you know what I mean, with an affiliate. So I went straight from the website. I made up an email address like binary options reviewer or something like that to make it look a little bit like maybe I was a reviewer. I tried to try and trick the system. I don't even know what my theory is, because I actually don't know what it is, but I tried it that way anyway. So I signed up direct from the Prizm Tech website. It was the official website. It was the website that had been given by Keith at Scam Reviews and mentioned from quite a few reviewers. It definitely was the right one. It wasn't a clone one or anything like that. It was the real one. And I signed up. I had high hopes because I thought that maybe my little theory may work, and also people have been having a really good time, and even like Keith from Scam Reviews, who doesn't really get too involved with softwares these days, was saying how good it is and that he knew the people that had developed it and that, and I had a really good feeling about it. I thought, okay, it may be 6th time lucky, but surely at some point I've got to hit something that's going to work, even though, you know, I must be mad to, but I was still kind of trying to prove a point. So I registered. Now, just like Trader's Revenge, if you've watched my last video you know what I mean, it wasn't appearing exactly the same as the as what I was seeing with the reviewers. It was, with the reviewers, I was seeing the screen with the boxes of the trades to take, and they were all their broker, and they were all 60-second trades. With mine, it was all different brokers, sometimes 3 or 4 at a time. I'd signed up with Bank to Binary, and there was Bloombex, I think it's called, Bloombex, Option FM, no, not Option FM, might have been Binary Option FM. There was B4 Binary, there was loads of different ones. There was about 4 or 5. So when the options were coming up, I was having to kind of wait for the Bank to Binaries and look through and try and find the Bank to Binary ones. And there was also longer term trades, longer term that day and you know, 2 days later and stuff. So already it wasn't completely appearing the same as what I was seeing the reviewers. And when I say reviewers, for Prizm Tech I was watching mainly Adam from Binary Options Strategy, Paul from Binary Options in Review had done a couple of reviews, Keith from Scam Reviews obviously had done a couple of reviews, and I really trust him, and a few others, Learn to Trade Binary, Binary Options Product Review, and I think Binary Options Software had used it as well. So just to, sorry, I was meant to start with this, just to let you know that after I finished with Automated Binary, I did think, okay, quite a few people have said maybe you need to learn how to get a bit more knowledge of binary options trading. And although I had learnt quite a lot with the watching and the learning, the reading and stuff, and I'd kind of learnt the basics, I decided to join with Trend Expert and get a proper experience. And this isn't a joke. I went for a period of 3 weeks of watching every single webinar and paper trading continuously for 3 weeks. So I did get a good knowledge of how to read the graphs, how to find trends, how to understand what could possibly happen between events, how to understand how events impact the market. I had learned quite a lot in between that time. So I did feel that I was definitely equipped enough to use a software that is that reliable that the reviewers, you can see, are not referencing at all. They're just using it. And Keith from Scam Reviews had answered a question to someone on Facebook saying that he didn't need any previous binary options trading experience to use this particular software. It was kind of, you know, just selecting the trades in that. And as far as I was concerned, and I may be wrong, I felt very much that I had enough knowledge to go for this. I really, really did. So I didn't think that there was any way that my inexperience could be to blame on this occasion. So I registered straight away. As I've said, things didn't appear to be completely the same, but okay, fine. I did feel a bit worried, but fine. I avoided the economic events, made sure it was like 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after. Even medium events I was avoiding as well, just to be sure. And I started, it was on an afternoon last week, and it was doing really well. Oh yeah, first of all, over a couple of days I paper traded with the signals, and it was only coming up at about 60 to 65% in the money, which was a bit of a worry. And also I found out, because I signed up with Bank to Binary, that I could do $5 trades. So I thought, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to use these signals that come up on the screen, I'm going to avoid the economic events, and I'm going to do $5 trades and see what happens. So over the course, I've got all of my stats here, which I think I want to say. So on the first, sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, so on the paper trade, I did some paper trading on the Prizm Tech, and between 3:15 and 4:15, and I had, I've got it all written down here, I've done loads and loads of paper trading, and it was 60% in the money, which isn't great considering, considering that I'd seen, you know, the likes of Adam on Binary Option Strategy getting like 75 to 80% in the money, like really, really good. So okay, thought, okay, fine. Then I carried on that day, did some paper trading over, again, about a half an hour period, and got 50% win rate, which isn't great either. And I was sitting there putting my 60-second timer on, and I was watching it. I wasn't going back and trying to find what it was. I was watching what the strike rate was. I write all my strike rates down here, and what it ended on. It was 50% in the money, which isn't great either. Okay, then the next morning, I think it was a Wednesday, it might have been a Tuesday, but it wasn't a Monday or a Friday, so, you know, can't have anyone saying, well, it's not good to do Mondays or Fridays. It was a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I had a pit, so I started trading $5 trades. Again, I was getting all different brokers come up, so I was kind of having to wait for my ones to come in, just like Traders Revenge did to me, and completely different to what I'm seeing on the reviewers' screens. It was from 10 to 10 in the morning to 25 past 10, 35-minute period, and I had 15 wins, 5 losses and a tie, which I was quite happy with. You know, I'm quite happy with that. That was 71% win rate. Like, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm thinking, yes, finally I found a software that is giving me a 70% win rate. That is all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for thousands. I'm not asking for a miracle. That's all I'm asking for. And then I can start to earn a daily amount of money so that I can, it would just free me up and just make things so much better for me. Thinking, yay, great, we've done it. Then, so I'm trying to find it. Then I had a bad period of losses, but it was over an event which I hadn't realised, so I just kind of scrapped that, because I thought the general rule is you've got to avoid the economic events, you know. So I thought, well, that's a lesson learned, Andrea, you know, make sure you avoid them, so I did. Then at 12:42, by the looks of it, until 14:50 on the same day, but I had that wasn't a continuous amount of time, because I had stopped for half an hour at a time when there was events. I had 22 wins and 12 losses, a 64% win rate, which isn't great. But it's still a profit. So I was up by this point. I think I was only doing $5 trades, but I'd gone up to about $295 and I only put $250 in. So for $5 trades, $45 is a lot of money really to make. You're only making $350 each one. So again, I was still thinking, hurrah, like this is happening. Then over that afternoon, it went downhill. I haven't written the statistics down, but it went downhill and it was starting to lose loads of trades. And I think I ended up down at about $145. Again, I'm only doing $5 trades. It's not like, you know, I did quite a lot of trades, but it definitely went pear-shaped. It started to lose loads. Now this was a story that I was seeing over and over again, that it does really well when you first start trading and then it starts to go down. So is that because it's being manipulated? I don't know. I don't know for sure, but it appears that way. Then the next day, the Thursday, I did, oh no, I've already written that down. Okay, sorry, on the Wednesday, sorry, I went from 10 to 3. Oh yeah, so I got the, after that period that I just told you about, that was 64% win, I went from 10 to 4 to quarter to 6, and over that time it was 44 trades all in all, and it was 60% losses and 39% win. There was a couple of ties in there, so not good. As it went on, it was more and more, yeah, so as the day went on, there was more and more brokers coming in. So at the beginning it was kind of more my broker, but some others, but then it was getting more and more the other brokers, which just confused me as well, because I wasn't having that many trades to choose from. Then I carried on. To be honest, you may think I'm a complete fool, but the reason I carried on is because I needed to prove a point, and I wanted to keep this going. I wasn't even bothered about the money I was losing. I wanted to keep going so that I could be able to do this and say exactly what happened. So it wasn't like, oh, it took 5 trades and 4 lost, I gave up. I wanted to keep going to see. So then from 6:15 to 7:05 that night, it took 20 trades and 11 lost. So that was a 45% win rate. Not good. So overall that day I think it was about 50% win rate or less. So that was me over 1.5 days. I'd taken a lot of trades, like, well, I don't know, I can't even say now, but one hit it was 21 trades, one period was 21 trades, another period was 34 trades, another period it was 44 trades. So I had, you know, had a good go. And the other day, the amount of trades that I had done the paper trading on was a lot. There's 10, 12, there's about 20 to 30 in each session that I paper traded. So I had given it a good go. So after that I didn't know what to do. I'd obviously lost a bit of money and I was really worried now, because I was thinking, oh God, like, you know, I really thought this was it. I really thought this was going to work. And again, I'm still just completely baffled, don't understand why I'm watching what I'm watching with the reviewers, and it's driving me insane. So the next morning, that evening, I watched some reviews, and Learn to Trade Binary, the guy from Learn to Trade Binary, had suggested certain times to use Prizm. So I decided yesterday morning to do the morning suggestion, which was 8 until 9. And during that time, I actually haven't written it down, which I'm really surprised about, sorry. But it was something like, it was outrageous. Outrageous. I think like out of 20, and I kept going. Even though I was losing so many, you would think I was crazy, but I kept going because I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to see what happened if I just carried on. And I think something like out of 20 trades, it was something like 15 or 16 lost. That's where we were. There wasn't any events. I'd gone for a time that had been suggested by a reviewer that had some good experiences at this particular time, obviously probably when the UK market's open, but it was absolutely outrageous. I do have some photos which I took of my screen, and because this is my first video my second video. I haven't done any editing yet. I have no idea what I'm doing. If I can get the pictures on this screen, then I'm going to put them in now. And I think there's 3 or 4 pictures there of my screen and my closed positions over that hour period of between 8 and 9 yesterday morning. And then once it hit about 8:45, I think I gave up, because I think at one point there was 8 losses in a row. That was how bad it was. Now, as I've said, this is not the same experience as I'm seeing on the reviews, that I'm seeing these reviewers having, and I truly mean this. I truly think they're having that experience. I don't think they're tricking anyone. I don't think they're lying. I don't think they're scamming. I really don't. So when I am contacting them to say, guys, this is, you know, this has happened to me, they really don't know what to say. They don't know how to explain it. They're really not sure, unless I am just too nice. And they are in fact having a lot of people like me say the same, but they're still continuing to do this to get their affiliate links. And also, if there is some sort of thing where the reviewers are getting kind of a different version of events, then maybe they're continuing to doing their reviews for that reason. I want to say this now as well. I don't have anything against any of the reviewers. I'm not here to sit and shame and blame. I really haven't. They all seem to be really lovely people, and quite a few of them have got back to me and read my long emails and tried to suggest certain things, and they all seem like nice people. They really do. So that's where I'm even more confused, because if they seem scammy and silly, then you would probably think, oh yeah, they're obviously somehow they're tricking me. So from the beginning, Prizm was appearing slightly different in the fact that the different brokers were coming up, and I've watched quite a lot of reviews since, and they are definitely just getting their brokers come up. So that's different, and exactly the same happened in Traders Revenge, and I got a feeling that the Traders Revenge and Prizm makers are the same people, because it was very similar, very similar feel to the software, very similar sign in, just very similar things going on. Overall, with all the softwares I've tried, I've watched and learned and emailed, and you know, I've tried lots and lots of things, and I've learned as much as I can, and I really stood back until I felt that I was confident to go forward. It's not like I've just thrown myself into this. This has been months and months and months, like a good like half a year, learning about binary options and trying to make some sense of it and trying to generate some profit from it, and it's just been a complete nightmare. Oh yeah, another thing was on the Prizm video, they specifically said that they have got a customer service, a customer support, and that have you had lots of experience where there's no customer support? Well, we have customer support. Well, I've contacted them 3 times now and I haven't had a reply. So the customer support doesn't exist. It is just the same as all of the others. So okay, I'm done. So I'm sorry about looking at my book. So basically, this is my experience I've had with Prizm, and it hasn't been the same as the reviewers. I've done this separately because it is a current software, and basically I had way more losing trades than winners. I tried it over a whole day period. I avoided the economic events. I paper traded for a day before that. And I did it at the 8 till 9 slot that was advised by one of the reviewers the next day, and I had loads and loads of losses. I'm down now to about $100. But again, like all the others, it started well. Increased my balance. Had a really good win rate, 70% win rate. Then it all went down, and that has happened time and time again. So I hope you have watched my other video, because it will give you a full kind of story of what's happened for me over the last 6 months. But I am here for answers. I'm doing this video because I am hoping that some people are going to come forward to say they've had the same experience, that somewhere's going to come forward to shed some light on this, to explain why they're having that experience and I am having this experience, why the reviewers are making so much money and having such success with these softwares. And I have tried 6 times now, and it's every single time it's been the same thing, a really bad win rate. I would like for any of the reviewers that are watching this that would like to shed some light, or even possibly try my software, try my Prizm software. I'm happy for you to try my Prizm software, to sign in and see what it is, and see what happens when you try and trade. I've got $100 left. I would like you to see that how different it is to what I'm seeing on your reviews. And also I had another idea, because I'm so determined to get to the bottom of this, just to get to the bottom of this, to find out what the answers are. Why is it that I've had this experience and they've had that, and I've had it 6 times? I would love for a reviewer to sign up with a software and let me sign up with a software at their location with their information and their email address, and let me see how different it is to mine. Or for me to sign into theirs and have a little play to see how different it is to mine. I know that's probably not going to happen, but you can see what I'm getting at. I would love for you guys to know how different it is for me, and I reckon probably loads more. And please, please, please get in touch if you are someone that's out there that's had a similar experience to me. I would just love to try and get to the bottom of it, try and get some light shed, try and get some information about why I've had the experience I have, not just with Prizm but all of the others, and why the reviewers are having a completely different time. All of my contact details are in the description below, my email, my Skype, and also just comment below and I'll get back to you. So I hope you know, you've got from this video what I'm trying to give, and that is to explain the experiences I've had with the softwares that are doing so well on the for the reviewers, and what I've watched hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of live trading with these balances growing and these trades winning, and the experience that I've had, which has been completely different. And right now the current software is Prizm, and loads of reviewers are having a really good win rate with it, really good success, generating a really good profit, and I've had completely the opposite experience again. So please get in touch with any of your information. The whole point for me doing these videos is to share them and get them out there and hopefully get some answers so that I can understand why this has happened, why I'm having this experience, and why the reviewers are having a completely different one. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's gone on a bit, but there's quite a lot to explain because it's been happening over the months. But please contact me with any information or any of your own experiences. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Hi, it's a couple of days since I did the video that you've just watched. It's taken me a couple of days to work out how to edit and get things uploaded on YouTube. Since I did that video, there has been more reviews put up about Prizm, more statistics of how much people are earning with it, how well, you know, what great percentage win rate it's getting, and I'm getting, honestly, I can't even tell you, I'm getting more and more confused, and it's actually quite upsetting that it's happening because of what's happened to me. Like, you know, I've lost loads of money with it, the win rate has been absolutely appalling, obviously, as you've just seen, and I'm still watching reviews of people doing so well, and it's driving me insane. As well, what's come to light now is, you know, the likes of Keith, who I really trust and I really like, from Scam Reviews, saying obviously how well he's done with it, and that this really is a legitimate piece of software and it's different to the others, and it's got support, you know, it's got the customer support, and it's got this API key and all the rest of it. And I'm so confused because I'm thinking either he doesn't know what is happening to the likes of others, or maybe it is a one-off. Maybe it is, I can't believe I'm even saying this because of the experience I've had with all the other softwares, but maybe it is really decent software, and maybe I've just had a bad time with it. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm cursed, who knows. The other thing was is I'm still seeing, because the reviewers are now saying that people have been saying, well, yours was different to mine and it had the before time and stuff. You may not know what I'm talking about, but if you're in the industry then you probably do. So that they've just covered that it's been updated, etc. But I'm still not seeing, so the reviewers now have this updated version that's got this, you know, before time on the boxes, but I'm still not seeing the reviewers having umpteen amounts of brokers on their screen, which is what I'm getting. You know, I had a little look at it last night. There's Option Stars, Bloombex, Option FM, all the different brokers are coming up on my screen, as well as the Bank to Binaries, which is my broker, but that just doesn't seem right to me.
So that's not the same as what the reviewers are getting, so that's a little bit strange, I think. And like I said, exactly the same happened with Trader's Revenge. But the other thing is now what's come to light yesterday is apparently there's this live webinar that you can kind of like learn how to use Prizm and ask questions and this, that and the other. So last night I'm sitting there thinking, so if this is a legitimate piece of software, it's genuine apparently, you know, the likes of Adam and Keith and all the other reviewers are doing really well with it, doing, you know, generating thousands from it, having a really high percentage win rate, and it's now got some live webinar, then it must work. It must work. It must do. So why isn't mine? And we're talking like I had 9 losses in a row. Like that's how bad it is. So anyway, I watched Keith's review and I followed the link on beneath his video to take you to this live webinar. And the screen that came up was like a countdown. It was like for like 2 minutes or something for this live webinar, which I felt was a bit of a coincidence. I thought surely it's not actually happening right now just as I've clicked on it. And it did this countdown thing, and underneath it was saying that all of these people were joined and stuff like that. It felt like it was fake. And then when I went onto it, it wasn't a live webinar, it was a recording, because there was a slider and it was 20 minutes. You could see that it said 20 minutes and whatever. So with a live webinar, you wouldn't have that. And it wouldn't be on a video either. You press play on the webinar. That wouldn't be what it was. So that was a bit unsettling. So I'm thinking, what is this webinar? So I've tried to look up this guy, this Jordan guy, and I can't find him anywhere on YouTube or online at all. But I know that he's a private reviewer, so maybe that's just the way it is. And so that was that. So I just thought, seems to me like, but I watched the webinar and obviously found it interesting, but he was only kind of describing what everyone else is doing apart from this compound strategy that he's got. But you saw his bank balance and it was at like $68,000, and you saw his past positions, closed positions, and they were like all wins, like 100% wins. So that was that. So then I watched Adam from Binary Options Strategy review this morning talking about the webinars, and he said that he felt the same, that it was probably fake and stuff, but he actually watched a live webinar and he asked if it was live, and someone actually live answered the question yes, and that he was kind of interacting with the reviewer person, the webinar host. So I'm thinking, what? Also, Adam said that he was putting a link below to go to sign up for the live webinar apparently, but I couldn't find it underneath there unless I'm just being really silly. And I went back to the link that Keith put on his, and now that's just the landing page to sign up for Prizm, so that's not that anymore. Then I went back on my phone to see, you know, where I was last night watching this webinar. And then it came up saying that you've missed the webinar and it's okay because you can watch this recorded one. It was just basically the same thing that I watched last night. The question that I'm asking is this: if there is these live webinars, then can someone tell me how to get to them? How do you actually get to these live webinars? How do you sign up for them? If they really are truly a live webinar where you can actually sit there and interact with someone, then of course I want to go on there and say, I've got a problem with mine. Sorry, I wonder what that noise was, just the dog. I've got a problem with mine. So that would be really good for me if I could actually talk to someone. As I've said, I have contacted customer support and I haven't had a reply. So yeah, this is just the addition, just a bit of an update. I am, as we speak, uploading my really long 40-minute my experience with binary options softwares at the moment to YouTube, and it's taking a day. Like so far it's taken hours, so I don't know what's going on there, but these videos will be up today, which is the 23rd, I think. Yeah, Friday the 23rd. So I just want to round this up by saying, if Prizm is genuine, if it really is genuine and it really is meant to work, and this API key is like this marvellous addition to binary options softwares that's going to change everything, and that it's got these live webinars where you can speak to someone and you can sort things out and you can learn how to use it and all the rest of it, then please will someone contact me, because mine clearly has got a problem with it. I may be completely naive here and this may be a big massive scam and I've just been a victim of it. But if it isn't, which it doesn't appear to be because the reviewers are doing really well with it and now apparently they've got this live training webinar to go with it, if it isn't, then can someone please contact me? The contact details are in the description below. I've got email or Skype. If someone can please contact me and tell me
why this has happened to me and how I can rectify it, because I want to be in on this. I want to be in on this. I want Prizm to be the software that turned things around for me. I want Prizm to be the software that changed my mind about this. I really, really, really do. So if there's anyone that can shed some light, that can give me some information and that can help me to overcome this, I'm having about a 30% win rate with Prizm, then please contact me on the contact details below. I would love to be in on this with everyone else, and also if anyone can contact me and let me know how to watch these live webinars. I really would love to believe that there is a live webinar that is happening that I could possibly sit in on and watch and ask questions and things. That would be amazing, because I'll be able to actually talk to someone and tell them what's happened. I mean, it would be like a miracle for someone to go, oh God, that's not right, and put me right, you know, to re-register me or something, or work out what's wrong with my software. That would be a miracle, but I'm not expecting that. I'm kind of thinking that I've just been the victim of another scam, but all the evidence from all the reviewers and everything everyone is saying, and so many people, is pointing to the other, that this is actually genuine, and for some reason mine's gone absolutely tits up. So please contact me with any information, anything that can help me get out of this thing that I'm in, and any direction on how to get to the webinars would be really useful as well. So sorry about the extra bit, but I thought I needed to do this update about these webinars and the bits that I've watched in the last couple of days. So see you on the next video.